What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling excellent today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. The purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card space of our lovely ruler here, the good old Moon. Switch it up, Cancer. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going void of course, all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And how could it not be? Well, before I get ahead of myself, Cancer, happy Jupiter Day. It's Thursday, so if you're feeling abundant, expansive, just ready to grow there, Cancer. And also, the moon is back home, Cancer. The moon is, and with the moon, let me get myself together, Cancer. With the moon being at home in our sign, this is you may notice that you're feeling a little more sensitive or emotional than normal there, Cancer, which is, I feel like, oh, nice. Hold on, Cancer. Thank you. Let's flip that down there for a second. You've been getting a lot of Cosmos cards here. I'd like that. But you may be feeling a little more emotional or sensitive than normal there, Cancer, just because, the moon's at home and she's allowed to feel however she wants. She's been going through the whole Zodiac, so now it's time for her to kick off her shoes and take a break. And so you might notice, but I feel like the perk to this, Cancer, is that a lot of our intuition and things come from our emotions and how we're feeling. So I feel like this extra sensitivity can be utilized to your advantage, to really kind of tune in and to figure out how you can feel like what emotions are needing to be addressed in things. Maybe some stuff that we had maybe passed over, had been keeping suppressed. So really great. This is very great healing energy and very nurturing energy too, because granted we are the nurturers of the Zodiac, but that doesn't just mean nurturing everyone else, although you might be feeling that, Cancer, wanting to kind of nurture those, your loved ones around you, but making sure that you're doing some self-care too, just drawing yourself a bath maybe, or cooking yourself a home-cooked meal, or lighting some incense, whatever that's looking like, Cancer. You might be feeling too, because we're associated with the fourth house, which deals with the home and like the foundation, security. And so you might be feeling like you want to just kind of keep kind of just stay at home, be in your safe space, and just kind of cuddle up with a good book, or maybe just kind of Netflix and chill, whatever that's looking like, Cancer. But this is also too, I feel like, very, very creative energy as well, Cancer. Because when you think about the emotions that we do feel and how often we do feel them, I feel like of the signs, we are the most emotional sign. And I feel that being able to convey those in finding different outlets to express that those emotions can really help us kind of manage them as well, or kind of get familiar with them, whether this be through art, maybe it's through dance, maybe it's through music, maybe it's through crafting, whatever that's looking like. But I feel like anything to help you not control your emotions, but make friends with them and understand them, so that, when we do get in that more kind of emotional energy, we're able to process like, oh, okay, this is what's going on here, as opposed to just like, oh, what's going on? So, and you might even be too, Cancer, even notice sensitive to the energies that aren't yours as well. So really kind of feel like tune in, get into a nice quiet space and just kind of be with yourself, get comfortable, Cancer, getting cozy. I'm excited just thinking about it, Cancer. But also we're in a waning gibbous phase, Cancer, a disseminating moon. And with this energy, great for meditation, doing some internal reflection there. When we're thinking about what's going, or what you tried to incorporate during this last lunar cycle, it's like paying attention to how that did make you feel. The ups and downs as you were trying to accomplish this thing, and where we're at right now, and how that's going to translate into the future as well. But I feel like it's too, great energy for showing appreciation for the initiative of just starting something new, Cancer, bettering yourself, trying to get into your higher vibration. And this can be a great energy of sharing too, sharing in the results of what's been working for you. Maybe this could even be like, maybe even like inspire others, and just like embracing transformation as a whole, and how that, how you have changed. And really, really great energy. I like the waning gibbous energy. And then last excuse me, last little bit here, Cancer. These readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that are like watching Cancer, so definitely check them out. Very intuitive group. Actually, a couple of them have their moon in Cancer, so intuitive. So definitely go check them out. But let's go ahead and get into your first card here, Cancer, or your first card, your general energy of the day, which is the repeating patterns card. And this is a card of awareness, what is the lesson, and break the cycle. And Cancer, if you have, and I feel like this is a great energy for you while we're in our camp, while the moon's at home, to tune in to yourself, Cancer. Are there any sort of repeating patterns that have been lowering your vibration in a sense, and things that we've been maybe meaning to break the cycle, but for some reason or another, that this thing still has this power over you in a sense. It like gives me very kind of like sort of like addressing like the devil in the room. I'm thinking of the devil card when I'm kind of feeling this energy here. And I feel that if you do notice some patterns, maybe you're the type that maybe we have something with drinking, Cancer, maybe we have something with codependency, or maybe self-esteem, or whatever that's looking like, maybe something with whatever this repeating pattern is. It's like really kind of sitting with that. And I feel like, especially with the moon being in Cancer for the next couple of days, paying attention to how it feels, because if we don't feel great, Cancer, that really does affect us on a deep level. And it may sound like I'm like over exaggerating, but we really, paying attention to like your gut feeling and how your body responds to things is very important. It's very similar to, and that's why I'm thinking of Taurus energy as well. You know, like that because they're a sign, like a sensual sign. They're where their five senses are as acute as our emotional senses, and when those things are off, it's like there's really something to get eyes on and find out what we can do to kind of break this cycle. Because you see how this figure here is like, it may have started off as something kind of harmless, but it like when it starts to manifest, sometimes that stuff can get ingrained on you, and it can be really tough when it's really become enmeshed in your routine to break that cycle. But it's not impossible, Cancer. It's something that I like that both Saturn and Jupiter's here, because Saturn is something where it's like it's going to take some discipline and some focus to break this cycle, and hence why we do these lunar cycles, and why we go through this energy each cycle, because it's like it's not just about breaking the cycle. It's just like now that habit's been broken in a sense. What can we do? What kind of healing thing can we bring in to replace this energy, and how do we get that stuff ingrained in our system as well? Develop those better habits that will lead to this energy of expansion over here. Jupiter, both of them, because just Jupiter and Saturn reward very handsomely. Is that the moon in there too, Cancer? I don't know what that one is, but that might be Mercury. We'll see. But and you know what? We're gonna call it Mercury for a minute, because that does play into as well, Cancer, is a lot of this time these sort of repetitive patterns are a mental type of thing too. It's just like a lot of things to pay attention to when I feel like we're getting ready to give into an impulse, and then just really kind of not judge yourself when it's happening, but more so inquire like, why is this happening, if that makes sense, Cancer. But let's get some tarot. It's like an 8 of disc, Wheel of Fortune World card here. Yeah, let's get some cards on this, Cancer. Alright, Cancer. Oh, there we are. Oh, and there's that. And I like that though. I'm digging this, Cancer. All right, so you have. I love that she showed up. So you have the Queen of Cups and then the King of Swords upright, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Justice card in reverse. And you know, Cancer. Let's start with this Ace of Pentacles here, because I feel with this, this is the aces are like of new beginnings, and if they're kind of like my seed cards, and if we're not mindful of the things that throw us out of balance, and like pay attention to the effects that, like the justice card's like a card of cause and effect, and if we're not paying attention to what the cause of a certain behavior is, then it's going to, I mean, and this is not medical advice or anything, Cancer, but the pentacles, they deal with more than just your finances. It could be something that affects your finances, because maybe this repetitive pattern, maybe we have compulsive shopping, or maybe we have a gambling thing. But it can affect your money, it can affect your resources, this can affect your manifestation, because those are all things that the pentacles can deal with. And the only way that you're going to be able to change the stuff, Cancer, is with some self-care with the Queen of Cups, and then taking action. Because I like this with the Tower being in reverse. This is not, I feel like what higher self likes to do is to keep Tower moments internal, having you initiate the change. And then that's not to say there aren't challenges that come along the way, Cancer, but when you get in the habit, repetitive patterns, repeating pattern of tackling change and doing things that better your vibration, the wiser you get with the King of Swords being here. And the more that you start to understand things, and then you can bring stuff back into balance, and this could be, and that's interesting even too, Cancer, because the Justice card is Libra energy, and something that sort of popped in my head was that even with like relationships, for example, because and hear me out, Cancer, because when it comes to relationships, where let's say if we've noticed we've gotten into not so great ones, and that's been a pattern, it's not to say that what these people haven't done is something that, they're not to say that they're not in the wrong when it comes to doing things, but it takes two to tango, Cancer. And it's just like, what part do we play in that for these patterns to keep happening? Was it something that, did we ignore some signs, that they were doing from previous relationships? Did we, were we not listening to our intuition? What was that? Because those relationships, no matter how they go, are meant to teach us something there, Cancer. And we're meant to grow and learn from them. And even those ones that have gotten into ingrained, Cancer, again, I feel like being kind and compassionate with yourself, with the Queen of Cups being here, because no matter what she's gone through, they've made her the person who she is. And that's the question she asks herself: what is the lesson from this thing? What was I meant to learn about this so that she can grow and become a more compassionate healer, a more empathetic healer, to herself and then to others as well? Because I feel like that's one of those things when we can learn to face even these more sort of like repetitive, sort of like maybe not so great things that we don't like about ourselves, and when we can treat those sides with that compassion, that makes us really expert nurturers, Cancer. Then we can really get in that motherly energy and be one that can provide that a solid foundation for the next ones that may need our help there, Cancer, when we find ourselves in a situation that, because it's tricky, Cancer. Sometimes we get on top of things, and every now and again we may kind of fall off the wagon there, and it may, however that might look, but at least you'll have the awareness. Because Cancer, I come from a my past was a little I love having fun, Cancer, and I know that and there's even two, Cancer, there's the energy of moderation. That's one I'm still even kind of figuring out. But I came from a little bit of drinking background, and amongst some other things, and it's one where, because Pluto kicked my butt when he went direct not too long ago. What was that, on the 10th? And but it wasn't like one of those things where I was just like, oh, well, why does this happen to me? Whereas in the past, that was kind of a lot of the case. Like a lot of like, well, why did I deserve this? Blah, 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 blah. But it was just like, oh, okay. Got to get back eyes on this. Got to break that. Got to get back in that cycle. So that's all that's about there, Cancer. Alrighty. Let's get some more on this. Oh. Oh, Cancer. I like that. Alright, Cancer. Alright, so you have the Lovers, the Lovers, the Two of Cups, and then the Page of Pentacles upright, and then you have the Nine of Swords in reverse. And you know, Cancer, I feel like with this Nine of Swords, I feel like sometimes I feel like when we get in that cycle, it can feel like a nightmare at first, like it's like, like when we don't quite have eyes on this thing or can't quite seem to find the answer to why something started in the first place or how it manifested. But I feel with the Nine of Swords that, because sometimes too, I feel that when it comes to repetitive patterns, that again, it gives me that sort of devil energy where it's like we're giving a lot of power to something. Like, let's say if we feel like we can't, well, since we're talking about drinking, like we can't, or we have a hard time quitting because maybe we won't be as funny as we were, or maybe even as creative. That was when I even had told myself, like, won't be able to tap into my creativity, to be able to relax like I normally would. Like, the mind is a tricky one there, Cancer. But I do feel like it's sometimes these are things that we overinflate, and really, if we were to take that discipline to choose energies that resonate with us, that don't throw us out of whack here, because in the Lovers too, and I kind of like this combination of the Lovers and the Justice card being here, because the Justice card, it can be a card of fairness, and I'm getting this, and like responsibility is what's kind of coming through here, and I feel like there's this energy of, with this combination, Lovers, Justice, is like taking responsibilities for your decisions. Were we really connected with our higher selves when we were, or were we being even like mindful of what we were doing when we got into this? Because sometimes even too, these things can just be like you just sort of do it just out of impulse. Again, you don't really think about it. So it's like, now it's like taking this moment and sort of pausing for a second. Where is this going to put me? How is this gonna, is this really, do I really want to keep falling into the cycle? Again, just asking yourself these questions, and then maybe we can start something newer, something different, that's, and find something that can sub out for whatever this thing is that, again, may have been kind of ingrained in us, or that we just sort of picked up along the journey here. And it happened for a reason, Cancer. I don't want to feel like that it's that, that. And I hope you do know what I mean by this, Cancer. Like, I'm not trying to say that you deserve this or anything but that, but these things happen for a reason. And I feel like the wisdom comes with time, and experience, and it all starts to make sense in the end. And then, again, when you come across someone who's maybe struggles with the same thing, then you can pass along this knowledge and come across it with a more kind of compassionate type of energy there. So, or even more kind of like a more compassionate like approach. So, I like that, Cancer. Now let's get some advice from our ruler. Let's see what's going on with that. Alright, Cancer. Last little bit here. Oh, phone, drop it. Alright, bam. Alrighty, Cancer. That's interesting. So you have the, that's very interesting. So you have the Six of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And then you have the Four of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups upright here, Cancer. And then let's switch back over. Because I feel with the Six of Cups being here, there is this energy of, maybe some of these repetitive patterns, especially considering that you got the Six of Cups in reverse and then you got the Ten of Cups up right here, that maybe for some, these patterns that happen may have started from from our childhood, or maybe from our family background, or whatever that's looking like, and there's some past things that are needing to, or that are wanting to be resolved here, wanting to be brought to light, because the Six of Cups, Cancer, this is the Sun in Scorpio. Sun's in Scorpio right now, and that's very beneficial energy for us. That's forming depending on where your Cancer placement is, forming a trine with our sign. And, this is one where we can start making some really, really fast progress here, but it's something that's going to need to be, and it might even be sort of a painful thing that maybe kind of come up here, maybe. Because this Knight of Pentacles is giving me this thing of like, when we're looking at these sort of habits or things that have control over us, these repetitive, decisions or compulsive things that we do, it's not that I feel like this, it's nothing that I feel like we plan on having to deal with, but it's like we all have something that is, in a sense, almost keeps us tied down. But I even feel with this Four of Pentacles here, that when we get eyes on whatever this thing is, Cancer, and start to address these things, really start putting that healing energy, Tower, taking action there, Justice card, getting things back in balance, you're going to be able to tap into a different type of reserve for yourself, and then get this, because the Ten of Cups can be like kind of like your happy home, and I feel like it's more so just like this home, Cancer, this home that you've made in this vessel that you're in, and I like that, and I feel like it's something where, again, it takes a little time, it takes some repetitions, and and getting in that routine, but I do feel that, Cancer, this is something that can potentially just raise your vibration through the roof and get you in a really great place. And I mean, what great gift to your, what great gift to give to yourself than just a little more awareness, and a stronger understanding of the energies that you're working with. So I like that, Cancer. I dig it. So if anything resonated with you, Cancer, if you like that, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Cancer, because I feel that we all have that thing, that we may find hard to break at some points, but it can be, it's possible. And it might even be too, as I'm kind of saying that, this might even be, considering that we're in our energy, with the moon being in Cancer, Ten of Cups here, Six of Cups, there might even be some sort of generational thing, Cancer, that you might even be trying to break. Maybe you're going to be thinking about first going to, get a higher education, or maybe the first to, I don't know, maybe move out of your city, or just something here, maybe you come from a family of addicts, or, whatever that's looking like. I feel like there's some generational stuff, wounds that can maybe even get healing as well there, Cancer. So that's even something to think about. But, and subscribe to Queen of Cups, hit that bell button to get notified on all these videos each day. And then last little bit, Cancer, for your readings, check your sun, moon, rising, Venus. But you know how I feel about that, Cancer. Check your chart. And Cancer, I keep saying this, but now, like, I am starting to, my schedule's starting to get a little more locked in. So I'm gonna help you with that Cancer dice, making sense of your chart here in a little bit. So give me just a little bit more time. I'm starting to things are starting to take form. And then come on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do videos, I do weekly videos, monthly ones, yearly ones. It's a good old time, Cancer. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here, Cancer. Ace of Cups. I like that, Cancer. Yeah, Ace of Cups upright. And, you know, I really do, again, feel like when it comes to these patterns that we're in, Cancer, really pay attention to how you're feeling, and then finding different ways to fill up your cups. Take this well here, and yeah, I love when the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups come up together, because it's just like, here's your water here to plant, you know, to work with this garden that you have, you know, this energy of or this energy with the Ace of Pentacles here is like, it's like revitalizing you in a sense, you know, pouring, cleansing, even just like these sort of maybe things that were, these like marks and things that are kind of on her that were lowering her vibration, and tapping into just a different type of energy there, Cancer. But yeah, I really feel like, you know, paying attention to how you're feeling is the name. There's a real benefit to being as sensitive as a sign as we are. You know, to be able to so acutely notice when something doesn't feel right. So, but let me get your oracle card here so I can get you out of here, Cancer. Oh, nice. All right, thank you. All right, Cancer. So you have the Lion's Mane card, which is the card of leadership. And this is ruled by Uranus and Mercury. And you got it in reverse here, Cancer. But I feel like that it's not because you don't want to with this leadership, because this gives me like a taking charge of your journey, Cancer. And I feel like that it's not why you don't feel like you don't want to. It's because maybe we're afraid of what that's going to look like, you know, or I like this, Cancer. There's some scales that's going on in here. It's like you're restoring balance in a sense. You know, there's your Ace of Cups. You know, we're pouring water. But I do feel like that you are able to tackle this thing, Cancer. But, you know, both Mercury and Uranus, they deal with the mind. You know, and actually Uranus is a higher octave of Mercury. So I feel like it is a big part of it is like our state of mind, Cancer, too. You know, we can get kind of locked in there like Eight of Swords, even like a Nine of Swords type of energy, but breaking that anxiety of just like, well, what's going to happen? How am I going to operate without X? And yeah, just giving these things a try, Cancer, and seeing how, you know, take a lunar cycle. You know, it's not something you have to do like right this moment. Right, you have right now, Cancer, just heal. Wouldn't that be nice? But no, it takes time and it takes repetition. But I do feel once you get in that practice, any sort of thing that comes your way, Cancer, you'll be able to rise up and face it with confidence here with that Lion's Mane. So, all right, I like that, Cancer. I think I'm gonna leave that there. So, you stay safe out there, Cancer. These repetitive things, and you know, dealing with this breaking cycles, and you know, tackle this stuff as it makes sense, because that can be pretty intense energy there, Cancer. You keep eyes on the moon. I actually saw her when I was going for a walk earlier today. It was like it was still early enough where she was out, but the sun was starting to rise. It was a lovely little sight there, Cancer. You know, the moon's always got your back, and I will get you on the next one tomorrow.